Hello, hi, this is Daniel Perez with a live lecture on how to fix an iPhone screen. I apologize for the beginning of the video, just setting up the camera here. Now, this is our office here. The name of our office is iCall of New Haven. And I'm going to be explaining a little bit about the iPhone. The iPhone is a very interesting device, to say the least. The iPhone has a lot of different features. It is generally used by geniuses, that's what people say, and that's what they supposedly, well, not supposedly, but that's what their overall consumption is, I guess, or whatever you want to say it. However you want to say it. Anyway, the iPhone is a lot of things. It's a phone. It has a lot of different apps. It has a lot of different type of things on it that allow people to do different things. It's a beautifully made device. Now, the reason why I'm giving a lecture with a whiteboard behind me, the reason why is because we need to know a little bit more on how to fix them. We know how to use them. We know their beautiful features, the App Store, the major features that play games that you have, blah, 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 but we don't know how to fix them. Now, if you learn how to fix them, then you become, what? Smarter than the competition. You become smart enough to fix your own iPhone, so therefore you don't have to bring it to the store and pay them. But I strongly recommend that you do bring it to a store and pay it. Whatever you learn from here might come in handy in the future as a small repair. If your phone is completely broken from top to bottom, for instance, if the screen is completely broken, I strongly recommend bringing it to a store because, as we'll get into this later, but there's something called a long screw issue that will automatically break the phone. Alright, so the first thing you want to do with your phone is you want to take off the screen, okay? Now, depending on the model, 6, 6S, 7, doesn't matter, they're all the same. You have your phone here. There's your phone, right? I'll bring in the camera a little closer. You have your phone right there, and then you have your screen, your new screen that you're going to be putting on, right? So you have your phone that has a crack glass, and then you have a new screen. So then you're going to put that new screen onto here. Now, you still have your old screen on here, and this is your new screen. So we're going to take this screen, put this on here. How do we do that? So let's erase this. First thing we're going to do is we're going to unscrew the bottom of the phone. On the bottom of the phone, there's going to be 2 pentalobe screws, okay? They're called pentalobe screws. Pentalobe screws are long screws, like this. They look just like this, that hold the screen down. You want to take those out. That's sort of what the bottom of the phone looks like. Forgive my artistic work. I'll bring it even closer. That's what the bottom of the phone looks like. Pentalobe screws. That's the first thing we want to take out of the bottom of the phone. After we take out the bottom of the phone, we go on to step 3. Step 3, alright, 3, is we want to lift the screen. So let's pretend that this is your phone, and okay, let's pretend that's your phone there, and there's your phone, and you have to lift that screen off, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take that screen and we're going to lift it off this way. We're going to take it with our hands and slowly lift it off. This is after the pentalobes are removed. Pentalobes are gone. Slowly lift up the screen, and then the screen is going to be at a 90-degree angle. Okay? A 90-degree angle. So that way now you have an open iPhone. So after the screen is lifted, you should see nothing but a battery, a logic board, a button, different things. So that's how you lift a screen. You use a suction cup. You put this, and you could use a suction cup, suction cup. B, you could use a pry tool, or C, a screwdriver, or even D, you could use which I don't recommend too often, unless you're really, really good and you're professional and you're testing on a phone with work, but you could also use a razor blade. That's how you lift the screen. Okay, now you just lifted your old screen. So we're going to put your old screen to the side. Your old screen is gone. So now we have actually we're going to need the old screen, but let's put it aside for a second. Now you have your new screen. So now let's look at this phone again in front of us. We have a battery over here. We have the logic board over here. So they're longer than that. We have the button here, a little thing, a little hole for the button. Then we have a little design right here, which allows us to put in different cables. There's 3 cables on that side, 1 cable over here. We have different internals. Okay. Now the internals are important because you have to know what goes where, but not really that important, but it is important in a way. We have a little space right over here where the camera goes. We have the camera right here. We have a lot of different internals. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the internals for a second and see what is what. We have, again, space for camera. We have cable. We have battery. Right over in this area, this section of the phone, we have a battery cover. Okay? We have a space for buttons. Alright, so these are the main things you want to look at. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to forget about all those things. Just forget about them. Forget about them entirely. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to take the old screen. We're going to take that old screen. I'm going to draw it bigger this time. So we take that old screen that we have. On that old screen, you're going to find a few things. You're going to find 1 screw here, 1 screw here, 1 screw here, 1 screw here, 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 and a tiny one here. So you're going to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 screws. Okay, now from the 13 screws, those screws are going to attach to things, okay? This attaches to a camera. This attaches to the back plate. These 6 screws on the side attach to the back plate. Are you following me? This is your old screen. You need to get this stuff off. So all this is for a back plate. This is for the button itself. That's for the button. Button. This is for the camera. And the proximity sensor. Don't get afraid. I'll tell you the rest in a second. And these screws hold on the back plate. Okay? This screw allows the back plate to move. Right. Now, forget about that. Let's unscrew all those screws. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take the side of the iPhone, each side of this iPhone, and we're going to unscrew 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to unscrew these screws here first. We're going to unscrew all these screws on the side. That is where the back plate is. We're going to take off the back plate, put the back plate to the side. first thing we have is the back plate is gone. And we're going to make sure to take that other screw that was on top. We're going to take that off too. So you got that the back plate's gone. Then we're going to proceed to the top, right here, where the camera is located. Underneath there's a speaker. And we're going to unscrew those. Unscrew. Unscrew. All unscrew those. And we're going to put the camera to the side. You see? We're putting the camera to the side. So now we have the camera, we have the back plate, and underneath the camera we're going to have a cable that's going to look like this. With a proximity sensor in it. Okay? There's sort of what it looks like, and that has to be put back in. And also there's going to be a speaker in there too. Like that. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. This is what your entire camera piece is going to look like. Sort of like that. Alright, you want to remember that. It's going to look sort of like that. Alright? Now you have your back plate off of your old and your camera off. Next thing you want to do is unscrew, follow me, unscrew the button on the bottom. With the two screws, or three screws rather. Three screws. One is part of the back plate, but it doesn't matter. Three screws. Unscrew that. Unscrew the button. You're going to have a button holder. Now remember, when taking off the back plate, be very careful, because on an iPhone 6, there's a cable that's right over here that holds your button on. If that rips, then your button will not work, nor will your IP sensor work. So be very careful when taking this off. Be very careful when taking be very careful when taking the back plate off because of the cable. Be very careful of taking the camera off too, because you don't want to rip any cable. This is the back plate. Okay. Now, so you don't have to be careful when taking the back plate off. And remember, always put your screws somewhere separate. So now you have, here is the back of your button. So now you have a mess of parts sitting in front of you with a new screen. You remember you have that new screen because there's two screens. This is off of the old screen. So you have your new screen and you have your old screen. All this came off of the old screen. So now what I want to show you is you have your back plate off, you have your camera off, and you have your button off, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to put all this back on to the new screen. We reverse the steps. We take the back plate, put the back plate back on, re-screw the 6 screws. Very simple. Re-screw the 6 screws. Take the camera off. Re-screw the 6 screws. Camera. Then, not 6 screws. There's there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Re-screw the 4 screws. Then finally the back plate to the button. Okay? Now we re-screw all those in, just like we took it off, we put it back on. Remember, there's going to be a button under here too, but you got to be very careful with the cable. That is not, you don't necessarily have to take it off, but it's sort of important to take it off. Alright, so now that you know up to this point and how to put it onto the new screen, remember, let's recap. You have your back plate, your camera, and the back of your button, and your button put onto the new screen. Actually, you have to take off your button to put on the new screen, and the cabling goes right here. Make sure, like I said before, do not rip the cable. Okay, so you have your back plate, camera, button, and button holder. Those all go back onto the new screen. This works for 6S and U7. Alright, so next thing we do is you need to take that screen, and you need to put it back onto the phone, and you're finished. And that's it. That's all it takes to replace the screen. You just, in a 90-degree angle, you take it in a 90-degree angle, boom, down, done, finished. That's it. That's all it takes. There are a few cables, like a testing cable that you may want to use. You may want to unbrick the battery. Make sure that the battery's unbricked when you have the screen off of the phone. So when the screen is gone from the phone, you want to test that cable that's on the battery. Different things like that. Those are other tricks I'll show you in the future. But that's it. That's what it takes to change your phone screen. And that long screw issue is when you're taking off. There's a plate underneath the phone itself that looks like sort of like this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws. If you put a long screw, if you put that long screw anywhere on it, and this is actually on the phone itself, it's called a long screw issue. The long screw issue will break the phone. Long screw issue will break phone. Break phone. Hope everyone can see that. Now, that's it. That's all it takes to repair an iPhone screen. That's it. You take, let me surmise. Summary. You take the iPhone itself. You buy a new screen. New screen. You take off the old screen. You take all the parts from that screen, put it onto the new screen. New screen. Okay. Take the new screen, put it back onto the iPhone. That's all it takes. Here's your old screen. That's your old screen, your iPhone, your new screen, and that's just a summary. So let's do that one more time in case you can't see it. You have. This is the closest way, without showing the actual iPhone. I could show you an actual iPhone, but this is the best and closest way you're ever going to get to seeing how to replace a screen. You have your phone. You have your new screen here. You have your old screen. Take off your old screen. Put it away. Take everything on your old screen, put it onto the new screen. Put the new screen onto the old phone, on your phone. So, new screen. No, I mean it's old screen, sorry. Old screen. With back plate. Camera bracket, camera cover, speaker, button thingy, button holder, button itself, and that's it. Alright, that all goes onto the new screen. There's your new screen, so now your new screen looks nice and brand new for you, and then that new screen goes back onto the iPhone itself. And there's how you change an iPhone screen. This is the simplest way of doing it. when you take off the screen, there is going to be some screws under here. Just unscrew those, and in another lesson I'll teach you the internals of an iPhone screen. But right now, this is what you need to know. Again, old screen. No, I mean new screen. Sorry, new screen. Old screen with backplate camera bracket, proximity sensor, speaker. Make sure the button's off, the button cover's off. Make sure the first thing is you want to do is the pencil. Make sure the pencils are off before you take off the screen itself, and then you just move it over to another. To a new screen, and then you put the new screen back onto the old iPhone, and you're done. That's all it is. That's all it takes. That's what Apple charges hundreds and hundreds of dollars for. Is 15 minutes of work. I charge half price. Anybody that charges for iPhone 6, say for instance you have an iPhone 6, right? You have an iPhone 6, you want your iPhone 6 fixed. Anyone that charges over $75 is ripping you off. Alright, iPhone 6s, anybody over $95 is ripping you off. An iPhone 6s Plus, anybody over $120 is ripping you off. You don't want to be ripped off on your iPhone screen replacements when you practically could do them yourself. I don't recommend it, but this was just a demonstration and a lecture to how and why, how to fix your phone, and also these extreme prices that other companies are charging, especially Apple, when it comes to fixing your phone. And I say that with conviction. Apple overcharges big time. And they don't fix water damage, they don't fix anything else. Apple charges too much money, way too much money. So if you want good service, come to iSell of New Haven. My phone number is 203, our phone number, the office number. You can look around our office. Swing the camera. We have set up workstations in the corner to fix, for 3 people to fix iPhones. We have my office right over there. We sell iPads, different iPhones. We sell pretty much everything that has to do with iPhones. We're right next door to Apple, which gives us an advantage because a lot of customers come to us. So yeah, definitely come down to us, and we will help you. We will give you a cheaper price than Apple, and we will give you OEM parts, meaning original equipment manufacturer. Original equipment manufacturer parts are very, very important when it comes to putting on different phone screens. And we have a warranty. We have a 3-month, 6-month, 1-year, 2-year warranty. Come down to us. We'll give you the best deal that there is, guaranteed. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this video.